Hello and welcome to the post-market update from Nirmal Bank. I am Hiral Dadia. Clearly, smart gains that have come in today's session, and this is after the kind of liquidity measures that the RBI actually announced. In fact, these have been measures that have been much needed by the industry as well as the financial system as well. Clearly, if you go to see, it has been a truncated week, which the markets have ended on a high. And this is a second consecutive and successive week that we've advanced. In fact, this is the first instance in the last 2 months where benchmark indices have seen back-to-back gains as well. S&P 5, if you talk about the Sensex, we've ended almost little over 3% higher. We've crossed the 31,550 mark on closing basis. And in terms of the Nifty as well, we've ended above that 9,250 mark in trade. So for the week, Nifty was up almost around 1.8%. Let's see what has actually led to these gains. So it's mainly the financial names. Very interestingly, the way Bank Nifty has performed today has been also encouraging. In fact, among sectors, Bank Nifty ended as the top performer with gains of little over 7% coming in there. You had gains which were mainly led by private banks, so Axis Bank, ICICI Bank. These were two of the major contributors to today's gains that we saw in terms of where the financial space goes. Overall, if you see in terms of broader markets as well, they were pretty much in line with what the benchmark indices were doing. So smart performance that did come in from the broader markets as well in today's session. Among sectors except Pharma and FMCG, all the other indices actually ended in the positive. Midcap and the Smallcap index actually ended with gains of little over 2% each in today's session. The market breadth is pretty much skewed in favor of the bulls. So again, the advance decline ratio is in favor of the advances, and that's something which actually gives us some bit of a sigh of relief as well. The RBI, as we know, has actually announced a whole host of fiscal and regulatory measures to actually help the financial system and facilitate liquidity as well as credit flow. So probably recalibration of these NPA norms, liquidity measures for the NBFCs, and the special refinancing facility that has been given to institutions like NABARD, SIDBI, NHB, they actually would play a crucial role in handling the credit flow issues, especially to agriculture, rural, and small industries, housing finance companies, microfinance industries. So clearly, there is some bit of support coming in at corporate level as well. Overall, if you go to see, let's quickly understand which have been the gainers as well as losers in trade today, because in today's day of trade, major contributors to Nifty gains was coming in from an ICICI Bank, Reliance Industries, HDFC Bank, HDFC, TCS, as well as Axis Bank. So these are the names which have actually contributed to today's gains on Nifty 50. However, if you see on individual stock basis, the top gainers today have been Axis Bank, iSure, IndusInd, as well as Maruti Suzuki and the Bajaj Finserv. Whereas on the losing side, if you go to see, you had Nestle, HUL, Bharti Infratel, Tech Mahindra, and Sun Pharma. Taking cues from BSE 500 as well, with stocks like Equitas Holdings, Shriram Transport Finance, DCM Shriram, DCB Bank, Indiabulls Housing Finance, Bharat Forge, these were a few of the top gainers on BSE 500, whereas on the losing end, you had Chambal Fertilizer, Havells India, Coromandel International, Apollo Hospitals, and a Torrent Pharma. Stocks that hit a 52-week high today, so you had Cipla, Dr. Reddy's, and a Nestle. Both these counters hit a 52-week high in today's day of trade, whereas on the losing front, you didn't really have any stocks which are at a 52-week low. If you talk about, again, BSE 500 as well, you had Biocon, Divi's Laboratories, Laurus Labs, Sanofi India. These were a few of the names that actually hit a 52-week high, again coming in from the pharma pack, whereas on the losing side, no stocks actually hit a 52-week low. So that's how the market action actually panned out. So overall, if you go to see the kind of gains that we've seen in this week have been spectacular. However, the previous week has been way better, but the momentum has continued in terms of where the positivity goes. Let's see if we're able to sustain this kind of momentum as well in the coming weeks. But overall, a good day of trade clearly for the Indian markets. That's all that we have in the post-market update from Nirmal Bank. Thanks for watching. You could subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.